good to see you.
Laugh.
How have I made you laugh this time?
In Saudi, living your life.
Do you want to sit here, Tam?
You're living your best life in Saudi.
You know what? If Eddie had
Eating
said
with Mike Tyson. I was impressed.
well, thank you for that, man.
Really, like, it looked good.
You know, Eddie had said something earlier this week that British boxing wouldn't be where it is if it weren't for Anthony Joshua. I don't think I would be covering British boxing. You were the first big one that I did.
Okay.
And now at this stage, you know...
Let's not forget, right? Like Nathan Cleverly, Kevin Mitchell, Lee Selby. Who else was there again? Who's a guy from Manchester I used to watch a lot? He fought Katsidas. Who's a guy? Coogan. Don't worry, but like, there's loads of people that came before us. Yeah, that Carl Froch, George Groves, James DeGale. And what I'm trying to say is that I definitely helped, but they gave me a good platform to stand off.
But you were probably the biggest statesman for boxing, the biggest ambassador, certainly.
The pressure's been crazy. You know what I mean? Like, definitely, like, the pressure to deliver. And that's why I've always been on a hunt to improve, because I want to live up to expectations.
Is it pressure to be perfect?
No one's perfect, but there's pressure to try and like go towards what we perceive as perception. There's a pressure to go towards what we perceive as perfect. Like, nothing's perfect because everyone can always see a fault in something. Someone will say this person's better than this person, even though like that person's, let's say Messi and Ronaldo, they're both unbelievable, but what's perfect if we can't see perfection in them both? But we can always strive to kind of go towards that direction.
Do you feel now with that kind of spotlight off of you, you're able to be more real? Are we seeing a more authentic Anthony Joshua?
Do you know what's the truth? Like, I've always been true to myself. When people say like more authentic or more real, I've never left like my house and come to a media day or a press conference and thought I'm going to put on an act, and then when I go home I'm going to be someone completely different. Number one, that's a whole shitload of energy. And number two, like, remember, half of the time I'm speaking to people, I feel like I'm speaking to a camera. I'm not speaking to someone on a level. So it's been difficult. I don't really express myself too well to a piece of plastic. I have better conversations one-on-one around a dinner table or over the phone. I'm not good at speaking to a plastic camera.
Are you finding being in America in an environment that's American style?
A lot. I like it a lot.
How is it different?
Just culture, man. Like, so many more cultures. So good. Like, I really like it.
I know after the Usyk rematch, you were disappointed in how the British fans received you, the kind of criticism that you took.
I think that, like, they've supported me a long time, and, you know, as their champion, they expect more from me. And someone who fights with that flag on my back, they expect more from me. So, yeah, I let a few people down, so I deserve the stick I get as well.
Are you expecting more from yourself now?
I always expect high from myself. But in terms of Usyk, I was in with a really good operator, you know, and I would definitely relish at the opportunity to fight him again.
Do you feel like there's a road back to the heavyweight champion crown, not just the ones you've owned, but undisputed still?
Undisputed?
Yeah, is there a road to that?
I'm done with all that. Undisputed is a headache. I've been chasing that for a long time. That's a whole headache, man. I just get my hand on one of the titles. But let me ask you a question. Why do people not regard the IBO Heavyweight Championship title as a legitimate heavyweight championship belt?
I think it's maybe one of the later ones that have come, and we've already felt like there are too many on the table.
But let's say, for example, someone came up and they won the IBO championship. They would class them as a heavyweight champion of the world, right?
True, but they say the champion makes the belt, right? So if you hold that belt up and you are the guy who's considered to be the best, then that belt means more.
Oh, okay, because it's the champion that makes the belt. Because people keep on saying like he has 3 belts and he has 1, but I'm like, there's 4 belts there. It's a 5-belt era, not a 4-belt era.
No, you're correct. You're absolutely correct.
But in terms of the perception of what the IBO is, it ain't all that.
Yeah. Is it really truly money and over belts, over undisputed, that motivates you now? People were surprised to hear you say that.
Well, what do people go to work for? Like, what are you here for? You making money?
I'm here to see you.
Yeah,
Of course I'm making money.
I feel like people are so, like, people be real, innit? Like, you make money. Like, I'm a prize fighter. That's the priority, man. I'll be real with you. Like, you gotta get your coin. Like, young athletes, that's why I started this management business, is to guide young athletes to be independent and to protect themselves, because one of the main things with boxing, which I was so skeptical about, is making wrong decisions in my business ventures as an athlete, because I can't go back. I can't be 23 again and have that youth on my side where I can go back and win all these titles. If I lose it all today, I'm done. A businessman can go back and rebuild again, lose it all and come back again. As an athlete, you've got this one opportunity. That's what I'm trying to tell people. 100% chase your dreams and chase that legacy. Like, without the titles, you ain't gonna make money. So I'm telling you, chase that dream, chase that title, but protect your coin as well, and make sure, you know, you don't get what you're worth, you get what you negotiate. So make sure that you're smart on that business table.
Do you feel like if you lose again, you're done? Like you retire after Jermaine if he were to be successful Saturday night?
Well, if he was to, I'd give him the respect he deserves. Secondly, I feel like I make that decision if I want to fight on or not. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I can make that decision. If I want to continue fighting, I don't think it's up to anyone to dictate to me. I don't think anyone can tell me what to do in my career anyway. So I'm going to make my own decisions.
Social back at the O2, your old stomping ground. I'm good, thank you. When I said to you at the launch presser, I said, are you excited to be back? You said, no, not really. You want to do Wembley. It's fight week now. Has that feeling changed at all?
Nah, because it's not Wembley.
You want to be selling out stadiums?
Yeah, definitely. It's a big statement. It's a dream, right? To sell out stadiums, a massive dream, and man, what it does for boxing, it just shows that it's booming. Of course, I'd love to sell out a stadium again. Yeah, but I'm not complaining. I'm here, innit? I'm here to fight. I don't give a whether it's Wembley or here. For now, it is what it is. I've got to take what I've got in front of me, but I'll definitely choose Wembley over O2 all day.
Training camp in Dallas, how have you found it? A bit of a change for you, away from sort of all the norm, time away from family, etc. How have you found that all?
Hard. But I wanted this.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you feel like you need hard at this point?
Yeah, pause. I was searching for it. I went around, I've worked with various coaches, and I've been searching for like ways I can push myself. I didn't go searching for what was easier. I actually went searching for like what can push me further and further, and I put Derek James up there as someone who's going to push me past where I think I could personally go. He's pushed me like further than I even knew I could take myself.
AJ, you know in the build-up there's always talk about the heavyweights and the size that they'll come in at. Everyone's saying Jermaine Franklin looks lighter, he's got a six-pack, which we're quite surprised at hearing. You yourself, I must say, you're looking stronger. Do you feel like, you know, how much do you take out of him losing weight perhaps? He's always been a bigger fighter in the ring.
Well, I feel like in the heavyweight division, it's clear that aesthetics don't win fights. You know what I mean? So I think that's been a clear factor in the years I've been relevant in the heavyweight division, and other heavyweights have been relevant, is that like the way you look doesn't always determine how you win a fight. But I hope his mind's in the right place. That's what's important.
You probably won't tell me, but you look stronger, you look bigger. Are we expecting to see you slightly heavier on the scales come Friday?
Probably, but honestly, I don't really do too many weights in camp. Let's do general condition. I don't do too much weights. But it's, yeah, the way I look is honestly because of hitting the heavy bag and sparring, I'd say. And obviously doing my recovery. So I eat good and I sleep good, let my body repair and heal. And when I'm in the boxing gym, I put in a lot of work.
Pro boxing fans, Johnny Nelson's come out today and said defeat could be the end for you. What do you want to say to that? Are you putting that pressure on yourself? This is a career-defining fight.
Yeah, definitely. All fights are career-defining, but I'll be real with you, like, I can dictate my own future. If I want to stop fighting, I'll stop fighting. If I want to continue, I'll continue. Win or lose, I could do whatever I want.
You mentioned wanting to fight in the stadium. Eddie Hearn said that if the Fury-Usyk talks collapse, that he wants you to fight Fury next. Do you listen to that? Is that all noise, or do you have a message for Fury? I know a lot.
Not really. I hope he's all right. That's all really. That's all. But I don't really have much to say right now. I'm still in fight mode. I'm in camp, innit? I'm not really. I know we're doing the media, but I'm just focused. I'm just focused on my own stuff.
What's camp been like?
When you see Tyson Fury calling out Usyk, I know that the fights for you, Alex Krasuk, was always quite easy to make. Are you surprised that they've struggled to make this fight, seeing as he's a promotional free agent?
I'm just happy that Eddie Hearn ain't got the blame for something that don't involve him. Eddie always gets the blame for everything, so, and I do. I'm just happy that Eddie ain't getting the blame for something for once. You know what I'm saying? It's tough, man. I'm telling you, being a champion, yeah, it ain't easy at all. Like, as I said, look at Usyk. He ain't even got a fight date, bro. He's a champion of the world. Like, I was the last guy he fought, and I'm fighting on Saturday. He's a champion. He should have been out twice by now. Being a champion should mean that you're busy, you're out, you're active, you're fighting, but it's a fucking headache.
Who do you regard as to blame for that fight falling apart?
Both of them.
They say that no one knows.
I don't believe you.
Exactly, you know what it is.
Frank Ireland and the team said that no one knows who Usyk is. He's done pay-per-view against Tony Bell, you two against yourself, against Derek Chisora, all selling good numbers. Is it smoke and mirrors to detract from the fact the fight ain't happening?
I could sit here and you could dissect interviews and things that people have said and make your own opinion out, but it's not good to kind of get into this whole he said, she said, and I'm going to blame this person for what they said. It is what it is, my guy. It is what it is, and we'll move on. That's just how life goes, isn't it? It's only news now. That's why we're talking about it. And bigger news comes out tomorrow, we'll forget about it. So I'm not going to kind of get too involved in it.
Wilder against Usyk, Wilder says he's up for the fight.
Of course, Wilder will definitely be up for that fight, and I think he could probably potentially do a good job if he gets the fight done.
You're still a bigger fight against Wilder, I would say, even than Usyk. Is that a fight that still interests you? And is it something you could see next if you're a successful Saturday?
Yes, it is a fight that interests me. It's a fight that's interested me for a long time, but it just hasn't ever materialized, just like the Fury fight. But I've got to focus on this Jermaine Franklin guy, you know what I'm saying? But that's kind of like Jermaine's got his own, let's say Jermaine's got his own ambitions and I've got ambitions as well. So with that being said, if you were to ask me what my ambitions are, one, to fight for the heavyweight championship of the world, motivations to make money, and then the last ambition is to fight Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, and Joe Drace, I'll say.
Can you talk to me about the culture of the Derek James boxing gym, being around Spence, training in America? Those gyms have a different feel than they do in the UK.
Do they have a different feel? I've only actually been in 3 gyms in the UK training, which is my amateur gym Finchley, Sheffield, which is a boxing Olympic team, and then Loughborough University with Angel Fernandez. Now, there's a difference between a gym and there's a difference between a teacher. The teacher. So if you're just talking about solely the gym, I like Derek James' gym, and why I kind of fit in there is because it's got what you need. It's not like fancy. It's got the ring, it's got boxing bags, and it's got space where you can do your calisthenics, right? No speed bag, no floor to ceiling bag. And I've had gyms like that, and I've looked for all these type of things to get better. But then what I got from Derek is the teaching. Yeah. So he's like a very, very good teacher. Away from all that, like the other stuff that boxing's developing, like people are making money from designing new equipment. He's a very good teacher. So I like his gym and I like his approach to teaching.
Are you just one of the guys in there? I know that in the past people have said you run the camp, you're in charge.
People talk so much shit about me. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, if I'm someone that runs, like what you said about, like, am I being myself now? I'll just always keep it 100. Like, if I'm someone that runs my camp, I'm not going to change that. I'm 2-time heavyweight champion of the world. Why am I going to change that? Like, why am I going to go to Derek and be like, yeah, everything I've done, forget it, you go and take lead? Like, I've always let my coach lead. Like, whatever he thinks he should do, ask Derek. The only thing I will dictate on is me wanting to do more. So that's probably the only thing I'll ever ask him to do. Oh, can we do one more round on this? Can we do one more round on that? Like, I'm not dictating writing out a program like at 8 o'clock at night when I should be in bed resting. It's like, people just talk a lot of shit about me, but it is what it is.
Will the media put pressure on yourself to knock Jermaine Franklin out and make a statement on the heavyweight division?
Because it's going to happen anyway.
We've got to go. Thanks, guys.
Can I sign off with you? Radio Rahim with Anthony Joshua.
Any
Thank you.
reaction to Jerome Willis?